Building software today means stacking highly specialized tools. You wire up cloud infrastructure, integrate AI APIs, and manage databases before your financial runway runs out. That pressure creates a distinct trade-off for business leaders. You can either spend premium capital hiring specialized engineers right in your own city, or you can stretch that budget by leveraging a large-scale offshore agency. Look at Sparkout Tech, an IT firm based in Coimbatore, India. They operate as an everything agency, a shop offering an incredibly broad menu of technical services under one roof. Their service list covers almost every stage of the digital product lifecycle. They handle basic UI/UX design and mobile apps, up to advanced AI chatbots and metaverse development. Offering that kind of horizontal breadth sounds great on a marketing brochure, but practically, you have to ask what it takes for your internal team to manage an external vendor, juggling that many different disciplines. Moving development offshore represents a complete transfer of operational control across the globe. Executing that successfully requires a specific, disciplined type of internal business readiness. This chart maps software project planning, development costs versus technical complexity. The traditional in-house team sits in the top right, high capability but premium cost. The offshore model, like Sparkout, aims for the bottom right, offering high capability but at a significantly lower price point. That massive gap in cost is the primary lure for businesses. But to actually achieve a high-complexity outcome down there, you must navigate the hidden management hours required to keep an external team on track. Integrating enterprise AI isn't about writing generic code. It requires connecting specific, specialized frameworks to process language, analyze data, and run voice models. Sparkout's tech stack focuses heavily on these niche integrations. They list services like agentic AI, systems capable of independent decision-making, alongside specific platforms like BotPress for chatbots and DeepGram for voice recognition. The immediate benefit is speed. A business can deploy enterprise-grade AI features into their software rapidly, completely bypassing the months it takes to recruit and hire rare, expensive AI specialists locally. But trading time for speed creates a dependency. You are relying on an external agency to maintain an incredibly complex technical architecture over the long term. AI APIs update constantly. Frameworks can break. When those third-party tools change, your internal team likely won't have the specialized knowledge to fix them. You have to go back to Sparkout to patch the system they built. Deploying these specialized AI frameworks creates a long-term dependency on the partner who built them. You are committing to an ongoing maintenance relationship that extends far beyond the initial product launch. Moving past the individual technologies, we need to evaluate how an agency like Sparkout manages the actual work, specifically their grip on the complete IT lifecycle. This illustrates their full end-to-end service. They handle the initial feasibility study, build prototypes, write code, run QA testing, and handle live deployment. By taking over those outer stages, an agency drastically reduces the operational burden on your internal management team. There is a proven track record here. Case studies from clients like Park in the US and Toto Delivery in Uruguay note that Sparkout took their ideas from scratch, handled the development, and delivered stable live market launches. Handing over that much control comes with a massive upfront cost and effort. Before any coding starts, you have to provide flawless documentation and rigid requirement analysis. This full lifecycle model is inherently rigid. If you want to pivot the scope mid-project, you don't have the luxury of walking over to a developer's desk in your time zone for a quick synchronous conversation. Full lifecycle outsourcing delivers high efficiency for well-defined projects. But to make it work, you need absolute clarity on exactly what you want built before a single line of code is written. If offloading the whole project feels too rigid, there is an alternative engagement model, injecting individual offshore developers directly into your existing local team. Sparkout offers this through their staff augmentation service. You can bring on specific, skilled talent, like a Node.js backend developer, a React specialist, or an iOS expert, on demand. This setup lets you instantly scale your sprint capacity and fill specific gaps in your tech stack, all while keeping the core project management strictly in-house. The catch is the required internal management time. Your internal technical leads now have to dedicate significant hours to directing and reviewing the work of these augmented team members. You also introduce operational friction. You have to bridge opposing time zones for meetings and figure out how to integrate temporary offshore talent into your existing internal company culture. Staff augmentation solves immediate capability gaps, but it creates management debt. It only functions properly if you already have strong, disciplined internal leadership ready to manage the output. Let's map out exactly who fits the profile for an agency like SparkOut. Partnering with an offshore firm is a deliberate trade. You are giving up direct, over-the-shoulder control in exchange for massive technical leverage and cost efficiency. This flowchart breaks down the decision based on your budget, your technical needs, and your demand for oversight. If you are a technical founder who needs daily, synchronous collaboration, micromanagement over every sprint, and you have the capital to afford local salaries, you should avoid the offshore model. However, if you are a funded startup trying to build a scalable MVP from scratch on a constrained budget, this model is a perfect fit. It is also a match for mid to large enterprises in legacy sectors like logistics or healthcare. If you need to modernize your operations with AI, you can do it here without permanently bloating your internal IT payroll. Just remember, your responsibility as the client actually increases. You have to mitigate the geographic risks through hyper-clear communication and rigorous requirements before work begins. When you leverage an offshore agency, the final outcome of your software is dictated just as much by your ability to clearly define the target as it is by their ability to write the code.